Hello, welcome back to the channel. Yes, I really need to be consistent about this. Sometimes it looks bigger and sometimes it looks smaller. That's the joys of having a non-professional person doing their own videos and not really paying attention to how they're filming. Okay, we're into the home stretch on the beer hall, or the alcohol hall. We have another lion's tail. We have fiddleheads. Okay, this is it's in collaboration with Fiddleheads. I'm sorry. This is Lion's Fiddle Brew Coffee Porter, 5.7% ABV. Lion's Tail is an award-winning brewery and tap room in downtown Neenah and midtown Wauwatosa. We did one on here before where it said Neenah Tosa. I'm like, what the is that? And it's Wauwatosa and Neenah. So it's We create over 70 new releases every year. Truly something for everyone in collaboration with Fiddleheads Coffee Roasters. Brewed and canned in Neenah, Wisconsin by Lion's Tail Brewing Company. Lion'sTailBrewing.com. And no, I am not sponsored. If I ever got sponsored by a brewery, that would be amazing. Sure. Okay. The malt. Quite a few in this one. Pale, Victory, Extra Special, Chocolate, Crystal 60. Specialty Fiddleheads Cold Brew Coffee, Inspiration, a beer made for coffee lovers. They seem to do a lot of beer for coffee lovers. I've seen a lot of coffee beers lately, and I picked them up because coffee is one of my favorite flavors besides, I don't know, chocolate, peanut butter, pumpkin. Yes, I like a lot of things. Okay, the notes on this: chocolate, smooth, caramel, sweet, roasty, and coffee. This has fiddlehead ferns on it. And of course, the signature lion. I always love it when a brewer is in collaboration with an actual coffee roaster. And I still would love to find the beer that one Luna Stout blend coffee. Yeah, I would love I think they might just be, maybe they're just in a tap room and without a car, I don't have access. Yes, my hair's kind of relaxed today. I had decided, after taking a shower, I decided to, instead of just combing it smooth, I fluffed it up and let it dry naturally. My hair is very wavy. And the headband, I had this, the kind of rocky looking headband I got from Temu. But my hair was tickling my ears, and that bothers me after a while. So I took that off and just put in my hair scrunchie with the little skulls, which kind of fits the whimsy, kind of deconstructed look. I've got my, please tell me what this is. Is this a Kraken or is this something else? I've got that with my black and white print capri pants and just a pair of slides because it's too cold and windy to go outside. I had thought about going to Aldi and I thought, I really don't need anything right now. And at this time of the day, you can catch a cab, but then you're going to be waiting until 2 or 3 o'clock in the afternoon to get home. Anyway, at least it's a cute look in case I do want to go anywhere. All right, let's do the beer. Ooh, look at that color. It's kind of a orange. Of course, that's the difference between a porter and a stout. You can't see because of the lighting. This is, we're starting to get to the point where the glare is doing its thing. I'll put that can there. Maybe it'll bounce off the can. You can't see, but it's a nice reddish brown. Of course, it's not as dark as the stouts we've been doing. But a porter is a good dark beer. What do I smell? I think I'm smelling like you said. It had caramel notes. Yes. I'm getting caramel off the top. Again, I'm having allergy issues, so my taste buds and my smeller are not quite up to par. So I am most likely not going to be able to taste all of the notes that are there, but I'll pick out the ones I can. Mm, chocolate and caramel and coffee. Getting some floral notes as well. I'm not sure where the floral taste is coming from, but it's got a nice floral taste to it. Mm. Of course, I had potato, Vidalia onions, and smoked sausage all boiled together with just a little bit of beer. So the Vidalia onion could be interfering with my tasting notes, and that could be adding in. That could be the combination of that with the malts to give me that floral flavor. It's not as coffee forward as other coffee stouts and coffee porters. The coffee is there, but it's subtle. Like I said, I tasted the chocolate and the caramel up front first. Let's pick it apart. Yeah, and then the coffee right after that. But then it goes into a nice, sweet, like I said, almost floral. I wonder if that makes a difference between cold brew and regular hot brewed coffee. Would that make a difference? Let me know. It is. It's very smooth, and that's kind of nice, considering the last two we did were two KBS chocolates, imperial chocolate stouts, spicy chocolate, and a coffee espresso, chocolate espresso. Those were heavier, more malt forward. Um, and the chocolate espresso was more coffee forward, more espresso. A lot was. It didn't say it had espresso in it, but it had notes of espresso, so have to assume that it had espresso in it. So basically, after having two very heavy stouts back to back, well, within a few days of each other, um, I am trying to pace myself and spread the beers out more and the alcohol more. Try maybe one or, you know, I've been recording these in advance and then uploading them as I go instead of trying to record and upload the same day. Especially when I do a grocery haul with alcohol, that would bombard the whole. I would be like slamming you all with like the haul, and then all the alcohols because I usually have anywhere from two or more types per haul depending on my budget. And if I did those every day, and I've done that before, I have done them every day, and then that kind of leaves me wanting for material for content, especially like I said, not having a car, I have to shuffle things around and so yes, basically, um, like I said, my reviews are spread out more. My hauls are spread out more. They're not always up the day I record them. And occasionally I miss one and it gets out of order, which I've got one up today, which should have gone ahead of a beer review, but came after. I uploaded it after. And then there was one I re-recorded and uploaded on Mother's Day that would have been closer to the other coffee stout, but I was not happy with how it looked, so I scrapped that video and then re-recorded it and uploaded it on Mother's Day. So it should have been the coffee and then the beer and then the beer. And then I do have another coffee review coming up for another one for Coffin Creek. And yes, I'm being honest. I'm going to be honest. If I'm not overly thrilled with something, I will come straight out and tell you. And the funny thing is, I'd sent them sent Leak Boutique my review of the one coffee I've already reviewed and getting ready to upload here shortly in a few days. They gave me a coupon code anyway. They thanked me for my review and gave me a coupon code for my next order. I think I kept the coupon, but I don't know. I don't want to order anything anytime soon because I have so much coffee already. I've got so much tea. I really, I'm trying to stock. I've been trying to stock up, and since I have a little bit more money with not having to go to work right now, I have that cab money to fiddle with a little bit too, plus my other money I've got coming in. So I've been trying to stock up on things. I'm pretty well stocked up on soap. I pretty much have a month's worth of stuff in my freezer. I ordered some stuff from iHerb, some non-perishables. Trying to stock up on all that so that because when the unemployment runs out, if I haven't found a job, it's going to get down to just my Social Security and my distribution, which will be tight. So I'm using the money while I've got it. Anyway, I say all that to say this: the reviews at some point will eventually get back to being more sparse. So let's enjoy them while we can. Now, done with that side note, back to this. Yes, I love it. Um, Again, Lion's Tail is another one. Founders, Lion's Tail. I have not yet found a brewer in this area. Just like when I was in Albuquerque, I had a hard time finding a brewer that I didn't like. There are a couple that come to mind, but I'm not going to slam them. But I will say you won't be seeing a lot of Lagunitas. I've tried some of theirs and I wasn't overly fond of them. They were okay. Not something I want to revisit. When I see the brand, I'm like, I really didn't like that. There were a couple other brands as well, like the white bobber, red bobber, blue bobber. They were, to me, they were average. Not outstanding. They're not something I want to go back and buy again. But yeah, Lion's Tails, typically yes, good um, founders, and there are a couple others that you'll see that I keep visiting those particular brewers over and over and over. They are my go-tos. If they have a new flavor I haven't tried, grab. So yes, Lion's Tail. I highly recommend them if you're in the area. Give them a try. If they have a tap room and you can go to the tap room, then by all means check their tap rooms out. Check the brewers out. I don't have access to a vehicle except for taking a cab, so I don't have any way of getting to those places unless I take a cab. So, do you definitely give them a try? It's sessionable. It's drinkable. It is kind of like a dessert beer. It's not a pastry style. I was looking at this one company I was thinking about subscribing to. Oh my gosh, they want like close to $100 for. Is it 100? Or was it 60? No, it was like 60, close to 60 for 6 beers. Of course, shipping, but still, that's 6 times what if you would have would go to a grocery store and just grab a random mixed 6 pack. And a festival, those prices vary depending on their tiers. They have like bottom shelf, top shelf. In terms of price, and you can mix the levels, top to bottom, because you get charged per beer. And that is actually less expensive. But then again, maybe not, because some of those beers can be like $10 a can in some cases, or maybe not. They pretty darn close. Some things are pretty expensive. So at some point, I may think about still doing a blind box subscription and getting those every month in addition to what I buy in the store. But it has to make sense. It has to be sustainable. If I can get a box one time and not have to subscribe, maybe we'll do that, and it'll be fun. Be like a spooky box kind of thing. And that reminds me, like, again, spooky boxes and whatnot. I could probably do a subscription. No, I can't. I still don't have a set pay date. I'm rambling again. I keep veering away from this. Like beer. Oh yes. Beer subscriptions. No. And we're talking with my hands. It's one of those things that somebody who shall remain nameless talks with their hands way too much. So it's like I do that naturally, and I get self-conscious because I'm like, people are going to think I'm losing me marbles. Not that I had any to begin with. All right. Yes, this would be a good dessert beer. That's what got me thinking. Dessert beer pastry stouts. Yes, that subscription company I was thinking about makes you pick one kind. All pastry stouts, all this or all that, you can't mix it. One of the ones I wanted to do, beer drop, you can mix all the kinds and get 6 random of whatever categories you pick every month. But they don't deliver to this part of, rural area, I guess. They don't deliver. So that's another thing I have to think about. I'm going to be stuck in a rut with one particular type. So I'm going to have to think on that. So, yes, I would drink this as a dessert beer. It doesn't say it is, but because it's coming off a smooth, chocolatey, caramely coffee notes, yes, but not like smack you in the face like a coffee stout. Yeah, this would be good with a dessert. Nothing heavy, because the flavors are not subtle, but they're not in your face. They need something that would, again, not overpower them. Some beers, you want food that won't overpower. You want food that won't be overpowered by the beer. This one, you want food that won't overpower the beer, if that makes any sense. So yeah, I would say pastries, chocolates. Um, like if you go to places like Beans and Bites, what used to be Mugs and More. I'm talking regional, but you get coffee shop with pastries and baked goods. It would be good with one of those, with a baked good. And this isn't a pastry stout because it's a porter. I think it would pair well with a light dessert, a croissant, a croissant, a muffin, a biscuit, maybe not a biscuit, a croissant, a croissant or a muffin, a brownie maybe, um, a scone. Yeah, something that's got a flavor that you can, a nice, good flavor, a nice, how to describe, it doesn't have a strong, it has a nice flavor, but not a strong flavor to where it'll pair well with this without hiding the flavor. And you don't want something so mild that this, as mild as this is flavor wise, you don't want it to overcome the food either. So yeah, yes. So essentially, a pastry or a muffin, a light dessert, nothing heavy like cake. It wouldn't, something a lighter pastry type or muffin would be my recommendation. Um, I'm going to stop before I talk myself into a hole and overrun time and have this thing go into the end and they're like, we're done. You're not fit. You didn't close this out properly, but we're running out of room for recording videos. Stop. It's a hint. If you're old, oh my goodness. If you're old enough, give it a try. If you like porters and you're open to trying new things, you'll like it. If you like anything coffee flavored, if you like a coffee porter or coffee stout, you'll probably like it. I shouldn't say you will like it. I'm saying you will probably like it. If you like I said, if you like porters and you're open minded, you'll probably like this. If you like a coffee beer, you will probably like this because it's just coffee with caramel and chocolate notes. Yeah, basically just give it a try. Try it, you like it. Yes, I'm that old. If you like these weird, crazy videos, please give them a thumbs up or a claws up, depending on whether you have hands or paws or wings. And if you want to subscribe, hit the bell once. If you want notifications as to what crazy nonsense I'm going to come up with next, hit the bell a second time. Feel free to comment down below, as always. Please keep it civil. I do check. I don't want any fighting. Don't be mean. No hate speech. No hate speech and no dating. Here. This is not what this is for. This is a fun place to be. Check whatever random nonsense I've got. Like I said, goth on a budget. Goth on a budget / my brand, the way I do goth, which is essentially geek goth, sometimes whimsy goth. Mild, verging into, more whimsy goth and cottagecore. I don't dress in Laura Ashley, dark version of Laura Ashley's and ruffles and bonnets and stuff. Although this particular place is giving me cottage vibes, kind of like when I was in my mobile home before I started doing videos and I started going with the steam goth, rustic gothic steam goth, saloon, tavern, tea room kind of thing. This looks like it wants, like I said before, this kind of lends itself toward that. Except I don't have a space to have my bar back with the bottles and stuff. But I do have my 99 bottles and cans of beers. So we do what we can. So yeah, if you like any of that, squid meat, check it out. Like I said, hit the bell for notifications. I don't know most of the time what I'm doing myself because it depends on what I'm in the mood for, what I have budget for, etc. Anywho, as always, please drink responsibly. Give the designated Dracula a chance to imbibe if they wish. In other words, rotate your Draculas. And yes, please, on a more serious note, please look out for your fellow monsters. Okay? Please do. Things are a whole level of nuts. I've been around a while now. This monster's been around for decades. And I've seen some stuff. And I've seen history repeat itself. And we don't want to go where they're trying to put us. We really don't. Because I've seen some of what happened the first time around when it happened. We don't want to do that. We need to do what we can to make sure things don't go backwards. We want to go forward and evolve. And transform. So please also take care of the monsters that are transforming, that are trying to achieve their final form, because it's better for them if we let them finish the process. And I've used the analogy before, a butterfly and a moth, anything like that. Once they're in their cocoon, you have to let them finish. You can't break the cocoon and open the cocoon and expect for good results. So, I'll let you go again. Enjoy the weather. Have a wonderful day. Be responsible if you're barbecuing vegetables, animals, whatever it is you like to partake of. And make sure your friends stay safe and make sure they drive and drink responsibly as well. And please, look out for each other. If you have creatures that don't have a family and don't have friends, or their family and friends are not hospitable, please try to be their family, be their friend. Look out for them, take care of them, check up on them, make sure they are okay. Make sure the monsters are all right. And I'll sending you hugs from here. And I'll see you in the next video.